Another thing I want to add for the distortion, there's a gain boost for only actually it's for edge and distortion. But if you click that on, it gives you, it's like the, I guess you can call it the 11 switch. It, from my point of view, from where I'm standing, it does give a little bit of a push to the overall gain. So here it is without it. And here it is when it's on. Not sure if you can tell the difference, but it does give a push. It's good for like when you do your solos and whatnot. Or if you just want to crank up the whole gain setting and just get as much distortion as you can out of the unit. In fact, if you want full distortion out of this unit here, let's just crank everything up, just the Sustainor. Okay, so I got it on channel A for distortion, and actually it's on edge right now. Same settings as the clean channel as far as gain and sustain and treble boost. So I'm just keeping those the same. But this is how edge sounds like with those settings here. So has that classic rock tone. And then with distortion, a little more oomph. I'm not sure if you can tell with this recording though, but so let me do a little soloing, or not soloing, but just single notes in edge. And then distortion. And that's that. There are two things I'm not using. I probably don't have anything good to show it with, but the phase notch switch, it's there to actually, I think, notch a certain frequency out of it. You can find it in the manuals in both, I think, the GOAT and the Sustainor, what it actually does. And this is how it kind of sounds like. So if I do that and have the notch in, off. And you can tell it takes away a certain frequency, just get it all a different tone, but it's just like when you're mixing with something, or if you're in a live situation and something's not going through, you can always activate that. But I really don't have a use for it right now, or a situation where I actually had to use it, so there you go. Oh, and then there's the other one, which is the auto clean. Yeah, I'm not using that one. That one's supposed to like allow you to play at lower volume on your guitar without changing the volume knob on the guitar to play clean, but it doesn't overall affect the volume of the thing and of the actual signal. Then you crank it up where you get distortion. My Les Paul actually has that feature, so it's, I don't know, I'm not sure if it's canceling each other out, but it's just not using it. Okay, next in line, I'm going to incorporate I'm going to activate the equalizer. Basically, when I'm like dialing in a Boston tone, the one song I always like to pick from to use as my template is Rock and Roll Band, because it's pretty, it begins pretty straightforward. You hear the guitar only, and it's just like, that's where you can say, okay, that's what sound I want. So, like I said, if it was Rock and Roll Band, it'd be sounding like this without the EQ. EQ on, for me, the way I shaped it, is this. So in this particular case, I get rid of the highs, no 16K, 8K, just leave it neutral. The one thing that on all the Rockman stuff, so Sustainor, all the original, we usually get rid of the 500 and the 700. This one I have a slight 700 frequency in there, but it gets rid of that woofiness sound that's just, you know, with the unit itself. You usually get rid of that and boost up your mid-range here. Bass-wise, just get a little more bottom end, because when I'm recording, the bass usually handles the bass parts. So, and plus I'm not trying to make this chug. It won't chug. It'll riff, but it won't chug. So, maybe. But that's how, yeah. And the thing is, with the clean channel, I usually might have it off or might have it on, but overall, it doesn't affect the clean that much. It makes it sound good, but not as necessary as with the distortion.